Hey guys, it's Russell back, and on today's video we're going to be looking at Turtle Wax's Zip Wax Car Wash and Wax. This car soap has been around for a long time. You can find it just about anywhere. I can't remember the last time I actually used it. It's probably been about 20 years ago. And I'm sure the formulation has been tweaked a little bit, has changed slightly. I'm not going to spoil the results. What we're going to do is we're going to be using our MTM submachine gun style foam gun to test the foaming ability. We'll be using 2 ounces of the Zip Wax to 10 ounces of warm water in our foam gun. Then we'll switch to a bucket wash to test the foamage of this product and see how it performs in a hand wash. So, I don't know where this falls in Turtle Wax's line. It's probably, I guess, could say one of their value value car soaps. The dilution ratio is about the same as all the other low-level car washes that you're going to find at Walmart. It's 1 ounce to a bucket of water, which is usually a gallon. I'm going to hold my comments until I actually show you guys this on video, so you can actually see how it performs. I've never used it in a foam gun, so we're gonna find that together. But enough talking. Let's go outside. I don't think it's raining right now, so hopefully we'll be able to get this video done in one shot. Alright, I've got 10 ounces of warm water and 2 ounces of our Zip Wax, and we're going to see how this foams. Okay, I am very pleasantly surprised at how this foams initially. It makes a very dense, rich foam. It kind of goes on a little weak, but the foam is, I don't know if the camera's picking this up. It's a very thick layer of foam. It does seem a little runny. The structure is it's got a very tight foam structure. It almost acts as a dual layer foam. I don't know if the camera's picking this up, but there seems to be an initial solid thick layer, and then there's a sheeting action of some of the lighter viscosity surfactants moving across that, and the I don't know if the camera's picking this up either, but it's almost like it's a dual foam. It's got a lot of very small, dense structure bubbles in here, intertwined with some of the more medium-sized bubbles. Alright, so what I'm going to do is let this sit here about 6 minutes, and we'll come back and see what it's done. Alright, here we are back at the 6-minute mark, and On the side, I'm going to say it's about 80% dissipated, which is not good. It does show a little bit better performance on the horizontal surfaces, but you can see what I'm talking about, where it seemed to have gone on a little thicker, and then the lighter viscosity portion of the product drained off. So we're going to go ahead and rinse this off and see if it leaves any contaminants behind. We're also going to see if it strips any of our sealant protection and if it rinses clean. Alright, well, it seemed to rinse very nice and clean. It does not appear to have removed any of our sealant protection. Seems to have done a really nice job removing the non-bonded contaminants. But as we would expect, it did not remove any of the bonded contaminants. So I think this initially starts out as a really luxuriously lathered product when it comes out of the foam gun. I'm going to say that if you want to use this as a foam, as a pre-wash, I would probably maybe put 4 ounces instead of 2 in the foam gun. That would allow the foam to dwell a little bit longer on the surface. Also, being in the sun does have a little bit of a factor to it. If it was a cloudy day or a little cooler, it would stick on the surface a little longer. So next I'm going to set our bucket up and we're going to test the foamage ability in a bucket and also see what it does in hand wash. Okay, so basically the Zip Wax is, as far as scent, it has a, I don't know, almost a hair shampoo scent, but not like a Johnson's baby shampoo. We're going to put 3 ounces in here. It's a kind of an aqua color. It's mildly viscous. And when it's in the water, it has little to no scent to it. Just initially, I don't feel any lubricity at all. Well, maybe just a tiny bit. I'm sure as soon as we agitate the mixture, it will. But just initially, it'll make some rather large, thin bubbles. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to get the pressure washer over here and agitate this and see what kind of foamage we get out of this. Alright, so that took a little bit more agitation than normal. Again, kind of as we saw on the car with the foam gun, it's got a very dense foam structure. It looks to be very stable, but there pretty much is this feels like water, which is not a good thing. There's no lubricity in here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I've got a mixture this time of microfiber and wash pads because my other ones are still dirty. A good microfiber, like a 400 gram, works very well on using that as a car wash pad. Just remember that I use multiple microfiber or wash pads because I never want to put a dirty wash pad. Even if you're using the 2-bucket method, you cannot get it clean enough. The only way that you can really get it clean is to put it in the washing machine and launder it, scrubbing it on a grit guard and a rinse bucket, and then putting it back in here, scrubbing it on the grit guard again, is going to get probably 50 to 70% of it, but there's still contaminants, there's still things that can scratch your paint. So if you want to be 100%, well, nothing's 100%. If you want to be 90% sure that you're not going to scratch your paint in the wash portion of the method, just use multiple microfibers. It's inexpensive, it's cheap, and if you care about your paint, then you'll be far ahead of people using the 2-bucket method. Alright, so it looks like it's getting ready to thunderstorm right after I dried the car. So I want to give you guys my thoughts on the Zip Wax by Total Wax. And I'm going to say it's middle of the road. Okay, I can't really say that it's any better than that. It's probably low middle of the road, if anything. The reason is there's just no lubricity in it. I think if you doubled the dosage that I used to actually wash the car, it may improve the lubricity. So you would use maybe 6 ounces in the bucket of water and then use 4 ounces in the foam cannon. But you know, like I've told you guys before, it gets to be where these value priced car soaps are really no value at all when you can use maybe 1 ounce of chemical guys to get a far superior wash. So just because the initial price is cheap doesn't mean that it's a good car wash, but it's okay. I mean, it's definitely not as good as the Meguiars Gold Class for sure. But anyway, so I'm going to call this just barely middle of the road. It did an adequate job of cleaning the car. Not a lot of lubricity. Not really impressed with how it performed as a hand wash, and it was barely mediocre in the area of the foam gun. So we'll leave it at that, and I've got definitely one more to do. I'm going to try to see if there's anything else at Walmart that I may have missed, and I will see you guys on the next video.